go there and they're like, okay, do you have it ready? Is your breast ready? Where is it? Here. Okay. That's how you go. That's how you go there. Okay, I got it.
This is like
That's how you go about
could
it.
be like a section on like a porn website or something. Adult breastfeeding. It's so strange. Oh my God.
Said, "O Messenger of Allah, I see signs of displeasure in this face of Abu Hudhayfa when Salim entered upon me." So Abu Hudhayfa is her husband and Salim is this child. The Prophet said, "Breastfeed him." And then the lady's like, "How can I breastfeed him when he's a grown man?" So when Muhammad said breastfeed him, the lady's first instinct is like, what you mean, like, what? And she's confused. The Messenger of Allah then smiled and said, "I know that he's a grown man," like a very naughty, kinky smile. So she did that. So she did that. Then she came to the Prophet and said, "I have never seen any signs of displeasure after that." So, I mean, okay, so the guy apparently you feel is gonna be horny towards you, so the way to fix it is make him suck your tit.
But then even the second part doesn't make any sense. Like after that, his husband's not jealous anymore. Oh, no, she's not gonna cheat on me because he already sucked his breast. What? Like, yeah,
it is so weird. I never really got into this whole breastfeeding issue in Islam. Although I looked at so many embarrassing things, so many nonsensical things within Islam, I feel like I kind of just went around this whole breastfeeding thing because it sounds so absurd to me. I still feel like, wait, this can't be real. Like there must be some catch to it. There must be some weird something to this, right? I mean,
I almost like, even though this is in like one of the main collections of hadith, it almost feels like it's so obscure because nobody would ever do this in today's time. At least I would think so. What do you think, Gondol?
I mean, this is what Muhammad Tijab came out and said to some other Muslim guy. Said, "Okay, can I suck your wife's tits?"
Yeah.
Something to that effect, right? I mean, I was just laughing when I saw that because he was giving them the same treatment he used to give us. Like, there you guys go. Now you know what we had to deal with all this time, right? This is what we're dealing with.
So there's this one hadith where Salama said to Aisha, "A young boy who is at the threshold of puberty comes to you." So Aisha was hanging out with this kid or a guy who was about almost mature. And then she says, "I don't like that he should come to you." So then Aisha suddenly said, "Don't you see in Allah's messenger a model for you?" So Aisha used that incident from before as a projection to set this tradition of suckling any guy who wants to come see her to making him her mahram. But yeah,
I don't understand why Muslim society doesn't just solve the problem of mahram by just opening places where women just breastfeed everybody, so they can get rid of the barriers of, you know.
And what's one other thing I wanted to make sure about this controversy we don't miss out is these verses. There were verses revealed about breastfeeding adults that makes you haram for marriage. There were first 10 sucklings that made it haram, then it was reduced to 5, and then the verses don't exist in the Quran. But this is numerously reported in almost all the earliest literature, even up to Imam Malik's Muwatta. He said that people were reciting the verses at times as well. And I mean, these are in Sahih Muslim as well.
Someone's saying these are obscure hadith, but no, they're not obscure hadith, right?
I'll find some more of it. Right now, I just want to show you that this is in Sahih Muslim.
I have to say, I do not think that it works like that. I do not think that by sucking on the tits of a woman, you will stop having sexual desires for her, and thereby.
Well, it makes it haram.
I have to show you this one. Yeah.
But how does I still don't understand how like you're not allowed to show you're not allowed to be. How do you do this when you can't be alone with a woman and you can't that's her aura? I don't get it. It's weird, right? Like
you don't understand the wisdom of Islam.
I don't understand how you implement this. That's what I'm confused about. Do you have to like blindfold them so they can't see what they're sucking? Okay, hold on. Let me share your screen again.
This one is legit a real life example that happened in Omar's time, and I was like, how do people believe this? So this is from Imam Malik's Muwatta, one of the earliest hadith collections, one of the strongest ones and authentic ones per Muslim corpus. Here it says that Yahya related me from Malik. A man came to Abdullah ibn Omar, where judgments were being given, and he asked about the suckling of an older person. Abdullah ibn Omar replied, a man came to Umar ibn al-Khattab and said, I have a slave girl and I used to have intercourse with her. My wife went to her and suckled her.
Sheesh.
When I went to the girl, my wife told me to watch out because she had suckled her. So Omar told him to beat his wife and then go to his slave girl because kinship was only established by suckling of the young.
Dude,
What? He just contradicted the other hadith.
I mean, just try to make sense of this.
This is such a mess, man. I don't know.
Okay, so basically, it was some random person that his wife was jealous that he was screwing his slave, and she didn't like it. So her fix was within the Islamic framework to make that slave her daughter by suckling her, right? And therefore now she's now that slave is now like his daughter, but that means his basically his daughter is his slave. Like it doesn't even make none of this makes any sense. It's so contradictory from every angle.
I give props to that lady's creativity to think this whole thing. This is kind of the last thing I'm going to share about the breastfeeding thing. Then we'll move over from it. But this one's hilarious. So this is again from Imam Malik's Muwatta. It's the same incident being narrated, but then Imam Malik has some commentary and some other women saying this. So I'm not saying this. This is in the Islamic hadith that Aisha was thinking that you can start breastfeeding any man you want to make your mahram.
How does this work? I'm so confused.
So she ordered her sister to make a soom and the daughters of her brother to give milk to whichever man she wanted to be able to come in to see her.
I love seeing the confusion in Abdullah Samir's face. He's like genuinely struggling to understand.
I don't understand. I'm so lost. Like what's going on? Like
so
how does this square with Islamic modesty and strict segregation and no premarital sex? Like, was this actually happening?
Yeah, and then the other wives were literally mad and they're like, no way, that was just an exception for that one guy. So that also shows that one guy was not into the cup feeding. He was a literal feeding. And Aisha took that as a precedent, sending random men to her sister to go suck my sister's titty.
But it says it actually like all the hadith is showing say suckling. It doesn't say express or if milk drink. It says suckling. So I don't know if the translation is bad, but that's clear what it means.
I think we have to go to some Islamic scholars together and have to ask them to demonstrate to us how this works. And,
that's what Muhammad Hijab was, I think, trying to argue, right? Isn't it? Like
exactly.
So I think what happened was this: a Muslim scholar was defending it, and he was like, "Okay, well, prove your point." Like, you know,
can I suck your wife's tits to make her my mahram? I think that's what he said to him.
I don't know if he said, "Can I?" or would you something like, you know, you should let her do that or something, right?
I'm pretty sure he said, "Can I?" I think I have a screenshot here. Here, let me bring this up here.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Okay, can I suck your wife's tit to make her mahram?
I love how he capitalized it all.
He took a page right out of Aisha's book.
So he's arguing against it, basically. Like he thinks it's not allowed, right?
Yeah, he says it's absurd. It should not be what scholars like Albani teach. It is absurd to him, and he's challenging them to think about the logic of that. But of course, their reaction is like, "What the hell is going on with you?"
So this Omar Chatlia, I think, because he's a scholar. I mean, Muhammad Hijab was forced to apologize to him, right?
They basically compelled him to apologize and to get off Twitter. He hasn't been on Twitter since after this incident. He apologized, left Twitter, and he didn't come back after that.